just the facts, man. Ask most people listen through AirPods. Should one be mixing with them? Or what are you mixing, like creating music? Are you mixing like DJing music? What does mixing mean? He also asked, anyone like the Marshall earbuds? I like my Marshall 2 amplifier combo.
I think you should get some inexpensive studio monitors. Would be a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot that we can all agree are pretty good and not too expensive, like the Cali Audio ones. JBL are very popular. You know, I like the Calis myself.
Yeah, I've tested and listened to JBL and Cali, and I'll personally go with the Cali. The JBL ones, they have a bunch of resonance on the front baffle, which if you Google, you'll find a lot of people who've had that exact same issue and have come up with some DIY fixes. But I would personally just go with the Cali. The 308 and the 305s, I think, are the models. Maybe the 306 as well, but those, because they got those, and I don't want to say cheap plastic, but it is kind of cheap plastic front little baffle on the front. Mm. And so what they've done is they've taken them apart and they've added some kind of like sound deadening type material on it and all sorts of other things to try to lower the resonant frequency down a little bit so they don't bark at you. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you reviewed these? I know you kind of went on this binge where you just started reviewing a bunch of monitors.
PreSonus.
Yeah. Was it the Aris 3.5? I think is what they make, right? Let me look here.
Well, I remember that. I don't think you were impressed with very many of those.
Garbage. Yeah, I think that was when I reviewed the little Mackie 3.5 inch at the same time. Garbage. And it frustrates me that they would call those mastering type speakers when it's a huge V curve. I mean,
that's a problem. That's a problem because what you want is accuracy, right?
Like if you mixed on that, I would think that you would think you don't need a lot of bass. You know, like because China's going to say, I know what I'm listening to, and I agree. But most likely the people who are mixing on these $99 speakers don't have a clue what they're listening to. And so they expect they're getting like studio quality. And it's like these things are super boosted, like resonant bass. The highs are literally like plus 5 or 10 dB. Yeah. I mean, it's like terrible, man.
I mean, if you were to mix on them and then go put that song into a car, you'd be like, where's the bass and why is the high so shrilly?
It'd just be like, okay,
something's and that means you go back in and you just start, okay, like over in the car, it was like, you know, real weird. So let's bring down the highs and then jack up the bass, print it out, go back to the car. Okay, that's starting to get better. And then so this is where like, you know, if you're mixing like to make, you know, in the music production part of the whole thing, like you have to have other speakers to listen to them on and different systems that are varying in price so that you can kind of hear like, okay, what are my studio monitors actually giving to me? And then once you've got those figured out, like these KRKs aren't the greatest that I've been using for like 10 years, but I already know what I need to do to make it translate onto multiple systems. Right. So, well, you know, and you look at the Cali Audio reviews for like the N5, N8, and like all the like studio guys on YouTube that I've watched, you know, for other, you know, purposes like mixing purposes and stuff like that, like they are always saying the budget studio monitor is Cali Audio.
There it is.
So,
right.
And it's because of this, like,
I mean, they measure flat. They measure flat. They're not expensive.
Flat. And so they're accurate. And if you don't know what the playback system is, right? And who knows what it is? It could be a Bluetooth speaker. It could be some headphones. It could be a car. Who knows, right? And you don't know the frequency response of those systems. So you don't, basically, if you come out with a mix based on an accurate speakers, it could not sound perfect on their system. But the problem is their system. It's not the problem with your recording, right?
Right.
And when I talked to Charles Sprinkle, who's the designer over there, or the engineer at Cali Audio, he said, honestly, I'm very concerned that the speakers that I make are going to affect the music that comes out. He's like, I don't want to be responsible for music sounding wrong because I designed my speaker wrong. So he takes it very seriously. So if you're serious, you know, not too expensive.
Yeah. Yep. 100% agree, man.
Now, if you'd like to join us in the after show, make sure to become a patron. It would be patreon.com/daily HiFi. And you get to video chat, you know, kind of like this with us after the show. It's pretty awesome. You should check it out.